Hey, welcome to the We Talk Things podcast, episode 3, with me, Danny,
And I'm Liam.
and we're going to talk about all things gaming, film, and technology. So, we'd first like to start off by saying thank you to a user called Jesse Saylord for correcting us in our last podcast for our estimations on how much tax is being paid for the ukulele campaign, which, if you don't know, is a spiritual successor to Banjo and Kazooie. We said it was around £70,000, didn't we, or
Yeah,
something like that?
something
When
like that.
in actual fact we'd done the math wrong, and it was actually £280,000.
Yeah, to be fair, I've not done maths for like 5, 6 years, if not more. So, like since school. So, but yeah, it was like we obviously by 20% to find out 20%, we did the stupid thing and divided by 20 when we shouldn't. We should have divided by 5. Is that
Yeah.
right? That's how we did it. Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't really the best. Anyway, I apologize. Let's go back. Oh, it's in my code.
Right. So yesterday, if you're watching this on the day of its release, there was a live stream for the new Assassin's Creed World Reveal. I watched it, and it's called Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and it looks amazing.
Insane. Insane.
Literally, it
It's
looks
just
way better than all the other ones I've seen, pretty much.
they've really put like a big push on. I know it's not steampunk because obviously that's like steampunk's kind of like an alternative sort of reality to our own. That's kind of how steampunk works. It's where it's like technological advances using steam, which is not this, but they've kind of put that cool twist onto it. Like they've really gone with the old industrial style Britain look to things, gave him a bit of a really cool gauntlet sort of look. That's, I mean, it would be reminiscent of steampunk, except for it's not. It's really cool. So badass. Even to the point the Assassin's Creed logo is all made of shards of metal with the screws in, and it's just insane, and it looks so fun. I really want to play it.
Yeah, definitely. So, for those of you who don't know when the Industrial Revolution was, it was set in
1860.
1868.
Well,
So,
that's when the game's set. It was set in the 1800s. But
yeah, and you're following the main protagonist called Jacob Fry, who is like the main character. If you don't want spoilers, then you should definitely mute the audio right now or something. Um, he's basically different to the other sort of assassins, because all the other ones are like, yeah, we have to use stealth to take down our targets, whereas Jacob Fry's more of a hands-on kind of guy. He wants to go in guns blazing, essentially. And that's why they've added in his twin sister, her name escapes me. I'm sure it begins with an E. I'm sure it's something like Evie or something. And she's basically trying to help him tone down his hands-on way. So it'd be kind of interesting to see their relationship within the franchise. Or the
yeah, I see. I didn't catch the live reveal. I was in lectures, unfortunately. Um, but are they bringing back the multiplayer that they had in Unity? Like,
I am not
is that going to be a
100%
thing
sure.
between him and his sister?
It looks like there is
Since
definitely going to be competitive multiplayer. Because there were some shots that you could
yeah,
see where, in like, let me give you an example. Let's say the Assassin's Creed 3 multiplayer. When you select you're on a roof and then it comes up with this circle around your body with arrows pointing out in directions
yeah,
to show you like where players are in relation to you. It's kind of like that, but I'm not 100% sure if they're going to do the co-op sort of thing like that, or if it's going to be competitive multiplayer by killing other users.
which is what the competitive multiplayer is what it's been throughout this the multiplayer into really until Unity made it that little bit different. I don't know because I mean I played Unity for a bit, but I didn't have it on my PC, so I only got to play it when I went home when I go home in breaks and stuff on my brother's Xbox One, and that game was incredible. I'm gonna have to get it on the PC and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's so fun, so fun. So fun. The Assassin's Creed games to me in general are just one of my favorite franchises and so fun. So,
Yeah, I
although
think
I
I
did,
can. Oh, go on.
no, carry on.
I was just going to say, I
It's
think I speak for everyone who's used to parkouring up buildings that are really difficult when they say, "Thank God for this new edition of the grapple hook."
yeah, that looks sick.
It's going to make getting up buildings so much easier because half of the time you're like, "Oh, I can't jump this 2 meter gap. What am I meant to do? I've got to like find an opposite way around or something." But now you can just grapple hook to the top.
Well, there's that as well. Like, there used to be that all the games has always been the quick get up the building route, aren't they? Where you can like, you cut the rope and you're flying up. So it kind of removes the need for that, although I'll still be there. But I don't know, because personally for me, I like the parkour and stuff. I really like that aspect. So I hope the grapple hook isn't something that completely replaces that by him just being able to grapple up buildings. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a certain thing that has to be there, like a piece of wood hanging out the side that you can grapple onto or something, or like certain buildings with certain ledges and things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because I don't like the idea that it completely replaces the parkouring, because that's always been one of the one of the really great aspects of the Assassin's Creed games.
yeah, definitely. But there's also the addition of being able to use actual transport to get around. So instead of having to run to every other mission you've got to do, you can either jump on the top of a horse cart or you can jump inside of it to hide from guards or something, or you can kick the guy off GTA style and ride it yourself.
Oh, yeah, I saw that in the trailer. Yeah, looks sick.
That's going to be really like it's going to add so much different variety to how you escape people and things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a decent addition.
Uh, yeah, it looks good. These are, like you said, it's killing using environments in it as well, which will be really nice. Clever ways to kill people.
Yeah, in the
I just
reveal
hope
trailer.
this.
Oh, go on.
I just hope the storyline doesn't lose it for me, because I don't know if I speak for everybody, and I would say this is a spoiler, but come on guys, the Assassin's Creed 3 has been out for fuck knows how long. So if you don't know the ending to that by now, then you shouldn't be watching this really. But the death of Desmond still is one of those that pissed me off, because I really like Desmond as a character, and I understand they were trying to make it um, you that's the main character rather than Desmond. But I preferred following Desmond because he had an actual reason and a story to be there. So I don't know. See, personally, that kind of lost it. So I don't know how the Out of Animus story is really developing much. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Black Flag and you're following. Well, you're essentially a person that you never see his face. You don't know who you are, but those two people from Desmond's place, you know how what then I forgot the name, the
Yeah,
British guy and the American woman, they appear in the
yeah.
Abstergo place, and that got me thinking because Desmond was killed by the Templars. Is it possible that they recovered his body, which we know they did? They got his body from it.
Yeah,
It because if you consider like the technology they have, is it not possible that they essentially resurrected
have,
Desmond and brainwashed him into thinking he was just a normal person doing this
I mean,
program for him?
it's possible, but the thing is, it's kind of like, did you see the extra cutscene in it when you actually see him recovering Desmond's body and they talk about it, and he's like, because obviously he died by grabbing the apple and giving his life to try and save the rest of the world, didn't he? And
I haven't watched it, but I know he did.
yeah, at the very end cutscene is, so this, it's not the Templars, it's one of the god things, the creators, whatever they're called. And she's like, she's showing this thing, and the sun's getting bigger, and it's gonna hit the earth. And she's like, "You can save these people if you give me a life," sort of thing, like that kind of ultimatum. So, and they're all saying Desmond, don't, it's a trick, she's a liar, and everything. And he does it anyway out of the off chance. And the cool thing is like apparently his bones when he does it, it burns him that bad that his bones completely fuse together in his hands and all of his arm. That's one of the things they mention in the thing is like his all his right arms like completely burnt and his bones are fused together. And that's one of the things they mention in the thing. I mean, it's completely possible that they resurrect Desmond. I don't really know how the Out of Animus story is developed from Black Flag because Black Flag's the kind of, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, but Black Flag's kind of mentioned a little bit about the person out of the Animus, but not really developing his story much more in the Animus. And then Unity, I'm not kind of, like I said, I've not completed the game, so I'm not sure if that develops any more on who the person is. Does it?
No, it doesn't. I think Black Flag was the last one to actually have any sort of out of story content in it. Unity has absolutely no out of story content in it. You're always in the Animus.
Which is, it's one of those things that is like, one of the, it's kind of, that's where, I mean, I love the Assassin's Creed games, but that's where they kind of lose me a little bit because one of the things that I always loved when playing the Assassin's Creed games is knowing that, well, I say knowing, obviously now that's kind of fucked up a bit, but was the feeling that, all right, so I'm doing all this because I'm actually Desmond, and knowing that I'm not the character that's, even though I love the characters that I play, like I got incredibly emotionally involved in Ezio Auditore da Firenze because we saw him since birth onwards. But then I always knew that you wasn't Ezio. I always knew that we were Desmond. So I kind of had this hope. And then when you finally, in Assassin's Creed 3, when you finally start to get to play Desmond a bit out of story, out of Animus, and seeing everything he's learned, and you're kind of thinking, oh my God, yeah, this is going to be insane because eventually we're going to have, because obviously Assassin's Creed set a little bit in the future, we're going to have, I was like, oh, it's insane, we're going to have this like awesome fucking out of Animus complete Assassin's Creed game. And I'm kind of like, that's gonna come. That will be there eventually because I always knew that we're following Desmond's story. We're always following Desmond's story, and just having a glimpse into his ancestors' stories. So now I'm kind of like, where's it gonna go after? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where how's it gonna finish it off? And for me, they've even got to, if they kind of bring back Des now, but it's one of those, if they bring back Desmond, I'd feel like they're just copying it out of it. I'd be like, all right, so you've just kind of done, you kind of killed him off, so you had a reason to just focus on the Animus story without having to focus on Desmond's stuff, and then bring him back last minute when you need him. It kind of, I don't know, but then like no immediate family except for his dad. It just, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because like following the Black Flag storyline, it makes you, it obviously from what I've given for my theory of it, it makes you beg the question why they're actually going out searching for this particular person that you're playing as. Because last time, the only reason what's her face from Abstergo, who was actually an assassin undercover, tried to help you was because she knew you were an assassin and had very key memories to Abstergo. So she was like, "Yeah, we need to get you out of here." But they don't know if this is just a random person. They don't know what sort of memories he's got.
Yeah.
So there must be a reason as to why they're particularly going after this person.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's about his ancestors and knowing that. And I mean, it kind of, I like the idea that all his ancestors are kind of doing the same thing and for the same cause and being led on the same paths, which is nice. Which is why it pisses me off knowing that Desmond's dead. And I made a false statement earlier. I was saying that it's in the future when it's not. I'm just looking on the Assassin's Creed now, and it's actually like he died like 2012. So I don't know. It's just.
And the last part about
I don't
this,
know.
oh, we're going to say last part about this theory thing is, like in Assassin's Creed 3, when you're playing as Desmond, you follow at the start of it, you follow that Haytham Kenway, don't you? Yeah. And then in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you follow a guy called Edward Kenway. So obviously they're related.
Yeah. Well, it's that Edward Kenway is Haytham's dad. Assassin's Creed Black Flag is set before Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
Then it's Edward Kenway's Haytham's Kenway's dad, and then so is Connor's granddad. So it's a weird jump through time as well in the spacing of the games. But
So the only reason that the person in Black Flag had the memories of Edward Kenway would be if it is either Desmond or Desmond and this person is related in some way.
well, they say that because Desmond's body was eventually discovered by Abstergo a few hours after his death. They extracted a lot of DNA samples in the process. And they're using Desmond rather than using Desmond, they're using Desmond's DNA to extract the memories. Which is kind of how they always did it, but yeah.
Well,
but they've said that I'm just looking on these is post-mortem and legacy, and it's just saying that aside from a severely burnt arm and fused bones on the right hand, Desmond's body was in good condition. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like what you say, it's possible to bring him back if they've got all this technology, but then I don't know.
Do you remember which arm he reached for the apple for?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
His tattooed arm. That's the only one. His right hand.
His right hand.
Oh no, sorry. His right hand was his tattooed arm. His left hand was the one that was.
I'm trying to remember which hand in the actual Black Flag, because when you're out of the Animus, you're holding like a tablet, and I'm trying to remember which hand he was holding the tablet with, because you never see the other hand.
His left hand was tattooed. His right hand wasn't, but it's right hand that took the burn. Took the shit. So
his right arm was burnt.
Yeah, his non-tattooed arm was the one that was fucked.
Right.
And his genetic memories were was uploaded to the Abstergo cloud, so it's just like a load of people. So it's like a lot of people in the Abstergo industries were all exploiting his memories and just
right.
Yeah.
So his right arm got burnt, and I'm looking at a picture now directly from the Out of Animus experience you get from Black Flag, and he's holding the tablet with the left arm.
All right, so you'd see a tattoo if you saw his full arm.
Yeah, but you only see the tablet from the and he's holding the tablet with his left arm, so you never see his right arm at all. So it could be that Desmond is there, and his right arm's just too fucked up to use the tablet.
It's possible. It's possible. They could also, at this point, they could have done anything with. If they do bring that, they could do anything like give him a prosthetic arm or anything. You know what I mean? Wide open. But yeah, I'm not sure what they'll do. They just need to do something to get me back into the. I love the stories of the Assassin's Creed of the people, but then I also, like I say, I love knowing that there's a backstory. You're following stories as a main character.
Yeah. So we've gone off the track a bit from Syndicate.
Yeah, that was massive. Yeah.
But anyway, from the reveal, looking at the graphics, they look so amazing. And I actually can't believe how good they look. And that's pre-alpha as well. So it's not like they've fully worked on it all yet. So to see the graphics that have been presented from pre-alpha, it looks like it's going to be quite promising for visual aesthetics. And they even said that they want the people on the project to put in as much efforts into every tiny detail on like every street corner and things like that. Just to like tell a story with every single object.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who are interested in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it's going to be released on the Xbox One and PS4 on October the 23rd this year. But for PC, they haven't got a definite date yet. It just says autumn 2015. So I'm sure they'll announce that at a later date.
Yeah.
But moving on, I don't know if you've seen this, but eBay have actually been pulling off the PS4s that have PT installed. They've been pulling them off the market.
Yeah, I've not seen. Like last time we talked about it, I tried for some, and that's possibly why I couldn't find any with PT except for one.
Yeah.
Not the correct response in that. Well, I don't know. I find it both the correct and wrong response. I think if it's someone trying to sell the PS4 with at a reasonable price, and it just so happens that it's got, and they just say one of the buying features is it's got PT installed, then that should be allowed to stay on as long as they're not trying to rip people off. I agree that the ones that are going on there for like that people are putting on for stupid amounts, like thousands and stuff, it's just that take them down because they're the jokes. But,
yeah. And there is a thing in their like their terms of service where it says that it is recommended that you use factory reset for your consoles before selling them, but it doesn't say you have to do it.
No, some people don't. See, it's weird as well because with games like with consoles like PS4 and Xbox One, a lot of games that you get are installed directly to the Xbox without so you don't have to use discs. So if you're using the fact that you've got that you're selling an Xbox One with say 5 games, but 3 of those games are on the Xboxes or PS4's direct hard drive, then if you factory reset, you're losing out on 3 games to sell. So when it comes to the next gen stuff, I don't think resetting is really a good option.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be actually changing the policy to it is a requirement that you do reset your console to factory defaults before selling it to stop it from happening again.
But then that's like, is there I'm not quite sure how next gen works because I play PC. But is there then a code that if you did factory reset, you could type in that code and re-get the game?
I think if
well,
for PT, once it's taken off, because it's been taken off the market, you are unavailable to re-download it at all.
Yeah, PT is one that you can't, but I mean for like other games.
I think if you buy a game straight from the market, it like saves it to your account essentially. So like say like you bought Minecraft digitally.
Yeah.
If you then delete Minecraft and move to a separate console, it'll be connected to your account that you've already made this purchase for this game already, so you can just download it.
See, but that's the thing then. If you wanted to sell your Xbox One with the perk of having Minecraft ready installed, then factory reset wouldn't be available because then they'd need your account, wouldn't they? Really? Although they'd have to take your account anyway. I don't know. But anyway, taking them off just because they've got PT on them is not the correct response if they're selling them at a reasonable price, and if they're not violating any terms and conditions. They're just kind of saying, look, here's a PS4. It just so happens to have this on, as well as these other games. I'm going to put it on for like 400 quid, which is, I think, is quite reasonable. But then taking the joke ones off that are trying to sell for $1,000 is correct. It's just, I think, instead of eBay doing everything automated, which it does mostly, you kind of have to look at prices and stuff and think about, like, write some code or something so it says, right, if it's below this price for these, if it reads through this and it's got this and so and it's a reasonable price for what it's doing, then leave it on.
Like add a filter for price ranging, like get a keyword from the title or the description of the item being sold, and then run it through an algorithm.
Because I mean, if you've got like a PS4 on for 600 quid and it's got the PS4, but PT, and they take it off because they're saying it's being a joke, because it's being asking for too much, then I mean, it could have skipped over the fact that you might be selling a PS4 with like, I don't know how many games there are for PS4, but like 50 games, I'll just say. You know what I mean? They could be completely overlooking that fact, and so really you're actually giving a really good price for the amount of games that you're giving with the PS4.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, they just, like you say, they just need an algorithm that works.
Yeah, it's a touchy topic, really. You don't really know how they want to handle things. It's their personal way of handling things, but
yeah, eBay is good at screwing people over as well. So I mean, it's just seeing how they deal with it. Leave them to it, really.
For improvement, though.
Oh yeah, massive room for improvement.
And I think in general, people need room for improvement because they need to be more careful. Because thanks to some idiots in the world, well, idiots from Bethesda's point of view, Fallout 4 has essentially been confirmed because people have been adding the fact that they've worked on the Fallout 4 cinematic trailer on their resume, or if you're from England, your CV.
It's to their LinkedIn, actually, just to not to correct you, but as I'll do a quick explanation. Like, LinkedIn's something that I have a LinkedIn personally. It's something that if you're trying to go into the art, if you're trying to go into the game, animation, film industry and stuff like that, you have a LinkedIn. It's kind of like an online resume, sort of, as you say, and it's kind of like a social networking site between other people in the industry. So it's a way for you to get onto jobs, people to look at your work, and you put that as your LinkedIn. But anyway, as any social network is, it's completely worldwide. Like, anybody can access it. So you have, and I don't think it's a group. I think it's just one person. One person got caught do it that had been stupid enough to do it. It's not like a team of people have done it. It's just one. So there's still kind of that room that it could be a fake, but it's, I mean, it's a kind of, I say reliable. It's somebody that is actually in the industry and is actually working prominently, well, was working prominently in the industry. So it's quite possible that it is real, because you won't want to fuck yourself up with that. But then it is, doesn't it? Anyway, by announcing it. But yeah, so he says that he's been working on the Fallout 4 cinematic trailer from December until March. So like good 4 months or whatever, 4 months. Yeah, and it's kind of just one of those. It's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because everybody can see this. And Fallout, I mean, if there is a Fallout 4 game, and Bethesda are very good at keeping things low key, so I can guarantee that they've gone. If it is true, we'd be seeing lawsuits and everything at some point, because it's complete. They made them all sign disclosure. Everybody that works on any kind of Bethesda games usually has to sign complete disclosure acts to say that they're not going to release any information prior to release date and things. And yeah, it's just
unless the way he went about it was kind of like a loophole, with the fact that he's only contracted to do this one thing, and after that he's kind of obligated to have this on his resume or whatever.
Well, yeah, he's obligated to have it on his resume. I mean, it is completely fair for him to put it on his resume, but they are made to sign, I know this for a fact, they are made to sign disclosure statements to say that they will not release any information, like literally any information, not allowed to talk about working on the game, doing anything for any of the game, doing anything for the games, doing anything at all until after the games had an announced release date. As soon as that, if they waited till E3 and then they say Fallout 4 is on its way. As soon as they mention that online, he could then click upload and put it on his thingy, because as soon as it's announced, that's when they need, not release date, sorry, but announced date. So he kind of, but then that kind of makes it like that guy's kind of, if it is true, because there's always the truth. It could be a false account. It could be somebody trolling, but it's quite, I mean, LinkedIn's quite good for people that are in industry, because usually you can tell what they've been working on and stuff. And it's quite a little bit more reliable than just say someone putting it on Facebook. But he's kind of shot himself in the foot there if it is true.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, personally, if I was a game development company and I knew that he'd released the secret of a secret game that they were working on, that Bethesda were working on for so long, a massive company like Bethesda, I won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. You know what I mean? To get in, because I'm just like, well, you're just going to release any information that we put on. So, and you obviously don't listen to this. You obviously don't read contracts before you sign and stuff. So, you know what I mean? I wouldn't hire him. I don't know if I think a lot of the companies would think the same way, because as soon as you do something like that in the industry, you get blacklisted, and then straight away, everybody knows your mistakes, and it's insane.
Yeah. That's going to be a problem for him in the future. But if this is true, I cannot wait until E3 to see if they actually do announce this, because I am really looking forward to a new Fallout game.
Hopefully they don't. I mean, hopefully they don't say because it's been trially leaked. Hopefully they don't kind of use that as a way to. I mean, Bethesda aren't necessarily spiteful, but hopefully they don't turn around and be like, right, well, we was going to do this. They wouldn't say it, obviously, but thinking we was going to do this. But with all this shit that's been thing, we need the hype to be rebuilt again. So we're gonna we need the mysteriousness to be rebuilt again. So we're gonna do it at a later date, which would suck, but it's something that's completely possible.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've played through 3 and New Vegas, loved them both. So if this was to happen this year, then I'm definitely getting that. But hopefully we'll actually see this so-called cinematic trailer sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for an Elder Scrolls release. An Elder Scrolls game announcement as well. Not necessarily to the extent of what they might do for that 4, like with all the thing, but they might just be like, just turn around and be like, oh yeah, by the way, new Elder Scrolls in, so new Elder Scrolls soon. Or eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember seeing a Facebook post that I got trolled so hard on.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. It was
meant
like
to be Valenwood.
Yeah.
I thought it was real. I was like, oh my god, yes. But that would be quite interesting because I don't think we've ever set foot in Valenwood yet, have we?
No, we've only set foot. I mean, I'm excluding the Elder Scrolls Online games because they're actually ZeniMax Studios, not Bethesda. It's Bethesda kind of like not run by Bethesda as such. So that game's not exactly canon to the Elder Scrolls storyline. Anyway, I don't know why I went off that. I just have to disclose it anyway. So in the Elder Scrolls Online, we've set foot into Valenwood. Well, everywhere. But the thing is, with Elder Scrolls Online, that's set in the first era. So nothing actually looks like what it does in the games now. Like, for example, Cyrodiil did you play Oblivion?
Yeah.
Cyrodiil in Oblivion is kind of like that nice sort of, how you saw it, that like nice lush green land and stuff. Whereas in first era, it was actually like forest, proper dense jungle and stuff like that, with the big tower in the middle and such, and little things like that. Everything changes. But anyway, Valenwood would be 6 in the actual Elder Scrolls games in general. We've only been to Daggerfall, Morrowind, Cyrodiil, and Skyrim. And Arena was the first Elder Scrolls game, and I can't remember where that was set. I'm going to look that up now, because I don't actually think it was set in any particular province. No, Bloodmoon was the expansion in Morrowind. Bloodmoon was the expansion in Morrowind. It's Elder Scrolls Arena's the first ever Elder Scrolls game, and I don't know if it sets foot necessarily in any big province. You know what I mean?
Well, what places haven't we set foot in at all yet? Is it just Valenwood?
Well, it's just placed. No, it's not just Valenwood. There's a few, but it's just placed in Tamriel in general. We've not stepped foot into Hammerfell, High Rock, Black Marsh, elsewhere, We set foot into Somerset Isles thanks to the expansion for Oblivion. So yeah, it's Blackmarsh, Elsewhere, Vellenwood, and Hammerfell, and High Rock that we've not set foot in. Wait, no, I'm wrong. Which ones? I think it's High Rock's got. Yeah, we have set foot into High Rock thanks to Daggerfall.
Right. Wasn't there a second expansion, Tomorrowwind, as well?
There was the both of them not necessarily new locations. They're new story things. One of them takes you to a different kind of plane of existence.
Tribunal.
Yeah.
Capital city of Mournhold. So I've got the PC game here. Yeah.
I'm not sure where Mournhold actually is. I don't think it's on this plane of existence. Mournhold's in Morrowind. Mournhold's in Morrowind anyway.
Ah, right. Okay. So I've got the map out right now. I'm just having a look. Oh, it might be this offset here. No, it's that. That's the Incipher in Isenfear Plains, I think. There's a place called West Gash. Oh, so immature. Anyway, yeah. Maybe go off that topic now.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of places we can still explore, and I think eventually, even though the game would be so large, but with the fact that like a lot of the next gen can run them now, they could eventually get. I would like to see them eventually make a game where it involves the entirety of Tamriel.
Yeah. Did your Google Documents just go?
No.
Mine just refreshed or something. Don't know.
But yeah. I'd like to see them. But then again, if you think in time, how long does it take to run from one side of Skyrim to the other? It's probably like on foot. I think it's like
a couple of hours at least.
An hour. Yeah, a couple of hours. So if you think, and then again, same for Cyrodiil running from I think it's Kvatch up to the top. It's a couple of hours. So it might be a little bit too large, but I'd like to see it just because a guy can dream. Anyway, what's next? That was Fallout being tricked out. Films. Woo! I'm going to start off by saying Mad Max is being released in the UK, I think, tomorrow, Thursday. That is correct, I believe. And but I believe it's already out in some other countries. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it is getting insane reviews, like such good reviews. Like apparently the film is not able to speak of because it's so good. It's like getting 100% and 9.7 ratings constantly and stuff, and 9.8, 9.9. Yeah, which just does not happen to many films on Rotten Tomatoes because it's usually a really good site for being quite critically honest with its reviews.
Yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable on Mad Max all because as far as I'm concerned, according to my granddad, there was an old film, like its original film was really old or something.
Oh, the original Mad Max films are awesome. So good.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of them, so.
It's a nice little, it's like this nice 3 films and they're just so good. Like, oh. So if this is better, then I'll enjoy.
Yeah.
It's actually like, Mad Max is one of the big influences for Fallout and Borderlands. So,
all right,
if you kind of like those
games, then
if you kind of like those 2 games, then they've both been said to be influenced by Mad Max. So, in a lot of ways, mainly Borderlands more than Fallout. But yeah.
So if we are right about the release date, if you're in England, it's going to be Thursday, the 14th of May, which is tomorrow. If you're watching this today, if not, you've missed it and it's already out. But moving on, there's a film coming out, and yes, it is another found footage film, and it is from the director of Paranormal Activity and the producer of The Purge. It's called Area 51, which we all know what the conspiracy theory is about Area 51. I'm not 100% sure what to think about it, because, I mean, it is quite suspicious that they're not saying anything about what's inside of it or what they do there. But mainly, they might just be hiding information so that like spies can't then get intel on what they're doing there and if it's really important and
Oh yeah,
things like that.
It's supposed to be I mean, I could be wrong with this, but it's supposed to be like an air base that's like you test out brand new, state of the art, really badass fighter jets and like stealth bombers and things. So obviously, it is they do the stuff there that they really would not want other countries to find out. Quite obviously, so.
But there's also, like, in the film, it mentions that there's like a rumor that this base actually goes a mile underground, and that's where they hold like alien shit. Because everyone's heard of this 1940s Roswell incident with this UFO crashed, but nobody actually knows for sure if it actually did, apart from the people who think they saw it and are like die hard on the fact that it happened. So,
Yeah.
I mean, looking from the trailer, it does actually look quite interesting. It looks like it could be a decent, one of the better found footage films. Like, better than Paranormal Activity, because most of theirs are not that great, because it's just regurgitating the same old shit. But if it's anything like Chronicle or Cloverfield, it might be quite good.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not real found footage, is it? So, have you ever seen actually one of the best found footage films that I've seen? It's where it does. It's shit. What's the name of it? It's got Mila
Kunis.
Jovovich. What?
Oh,
No, not
Mila Jovovich.
that bitch. Yeah. Shit. What's it called?
It's not Wreck, is it?
No, is it Fourth Kind? Or
Oh, the
like
Fourth
that?
Kind, yeah.
Yeah, and that's still to me one of the best found footage films because it shows a reenactment and then it shows the actual footage that they found on like police cars and such. Next side by side to show that how they've reenacted it and to show that what it actually looked like on the film.
Yeah.
Well, on the footage.
That scared the
And then
crap
at the
out
end,
of me.
yeah, and that's still one of the better ones because it's got kind of that. Even though the footage is a little bit hazy, but then you kind of think, police, I don't know if they can really, police, I don't think can fake the footage and stuff. Obviously, that's against the law and stuff like that. But then it's up down to interpretation of what it actually is, and it's, I don't know, it's one of those. It's the one that makes you think most because it shows things side by side, and then at the end you're talking to the actual woman that it happened to, and yeah, it's good film.
Yeah, so Area 51 does have the potential to be decent, but we'll have to see when it actually comes out. I presume it's probably already out in America, but it's not yet out in England. That's coming out on May 15th. So 2 days from today. But yeah, we'll see how it is. I'll probably go and watch it, and next week I'll come back with some sort of review about it and what I thought. But moving on to our last sort of cluster of points, we're moving on to technology now. Recently, you know who Jess is, right? She sent me a video of this robot, and it had like loads of LG logos all over it, and it was dancing, and you could see a guy behind the robot, like doing the same dance moves, and it looks like he's controlling it. I'm not sure if he had like a remote in his hand. Bless you.
Yeah.
But he did have his hands like close together like that, and I wasn't sure if he did have a controller in his hands or not. But if it's like, if he's got like sensors on his like jacket and legs and stuff, because it was doing the exact same leg movements as well. I mean, that would be like one of the most innovative things anyone's ever done with robots so far.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, worldwide uses could be so good. Like, I mean, we consider like bomb disposal robots right now. It's kind of hard to do that because obviously you have to do it like with a joystick more than likely. I haven't seen anyone use one.
I mean, you sent me the video, and I honestly thought it was a fake, just because it looked too fluid, and I don't know. It didn't look clunky. It looked completely fluid. But then again, like, technology is something that they could do. But then, would they really? With how that robot looks and how easily it moves and how fluid it moves and how it moves so close to being real, well, so close to being human fluid movements, like. Would they really use that technology on phone companies advertising? Like, you know what I mean? It could be used.
But it might be just like a viral stunt that LG are trying to do to like promote their brand or something. Because I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that people have used a massive viral stunt to promote their own company.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously, but yeah. I mean, I know what you mean. It's possible. I don't know. I didn't think it was real just because it looked too perfect.
I'm sure LG have done things with robots before. Actually,
yeah, it's quite possible.
So
it's quite possible that it's real. So
yeah. So I mean, you're looking at, as I was saying before, like bomb disposal robots right now. It's basically just a thing on treadmill walking things that goes up and you control an arm. If you did actually have this sort of technology and it actually was real, then that would mean that you could like have a visual, like kind of like Oculus Rift kind of thing on, and you can see from the point of view of the robot, and you could just go over there and have all the movements so fluid that fluent, sorry, not fluid, that they could more than accurately do it themselves, like people who are really trained to do this without having to risk their own lives doing it.
yeah, that's true.
So if this is real, please say it is, because it'd be kind of awesome to see how it works. And the last thing I think we should talk about is a new app which has come to light. I only found out about this app yesterday. It's called Periscope, which is kind of interesting. It's been published by Twitter on the. I don't know if it's on Android, but I know it's on Apple. So, I mean, I downloaded it just to see what it was like, and it looks like it's kind of like a live streaming platform kind of thing that live streams straight from your phone, and you can either live stream yourself, like wherever you are in the world, and then you can also watch people who are live streaming. And that's kind of an interesting thing for an app, because most of the time when you're watching a live stream, it tends to be in someone's home or indoors somewhere where like you're not really moving about and it's always focused on one place. So for this Periscope thing, you can literally just turn on your mobile data, start this app up, start broadcasting. You can walk anywhere in the world. Oh, it's an interesting concept.
Cool idea. Really cool concept. I mean, it takes like, I can imagine that it'd be something like a lot of YouTubers would use eventually if they ever go on this somewhere and decide they want to talk to the fans and stuff. And yeah, no, it's cool. I quite like the idea
Well,
of it.
I know you know how you're meant to be coming up here later on in
Yeah.
the 6 weeks holidays.
Yeah.
I was considering actually trying out the Periscope and putting it like stand it up on something and doing this podcast on the Periscope as well. So like
That'd
people
be
can
cool.
watch
So
us
it's
and
like,
stuff.
yeah, no, that'd be cool. It'd be good way to test it.
Yeah, and then people can definitely see what we're doing, and because at the moment we've got this set up, we can live stream from this, but we've made it just so it's just us watching it because we know that not many people would come to this. But if we did it on Periscope, it might get us out there a bit, and people might actually enjoy what we're doing and might actually come and look for us, start watching our stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
There seems to be a lot
especially
of
my stuff because it's
I'm not being offensive here when I say this, but from looking through some of the like I watched some of the people's live streams, there seems to be a few gay people on there. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I'm not discriminating. They were just like talking to the people who were watching them, but they seem to have a lot of viewers, so they must have like been known beforehand.
yeah.
But I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but who knows? Anyway, I think we've touched up on all the topics now. I don't think there's anything else we've got to talk about. So, again, thank you very much to the user Jesse Saylord for correcting us from last week's mess up. And I got the intro right this time, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you've got anything you want us to talk about next week, then be sure to leave a comment down below and leave a like if you enjoyed, share it about, help us entertain other people. You can find all of our social media in the description as well, and we'll see you guys later.
See you later, guys.
Subscribe.